Welcome, beloved, to my diary. I'm Tatami, and today I want to talk about how our government's a bunch of fucking liars. They are liars. But then they also want to play this game where they're like, nobody believes me. Nobody trusts me. The QAnon MAGAs don't believe that the election was fair. The Poe people and the other people don't believe that the vaccine is trustworthy. The people don't believe that the government's here to help. What? And they're acting like wounded. Like, how? How 20% of people don't trust the government has functionally done the correct thing by the people of the United States? What do you mean? Now, do I think MAGA was correct? No, I don't think they're correct. If they accepted Trump's win, they should accept Biden's win. It was the same corrupt bullshit both times. What am I supposed to be crying over this time because the wrong corrupt person didn't win that they wanted to win? My point of the matter is that our government is chronic liars. They are, it's like they're addicted to lying. They're habitual liars. They're constantly lying. Our government goes to other countries, does shit, lies about it, comes back home, lies about it. We watch politicians lie in like basic ass, like, local elections. They'll send lies straight to somebody's house, printed straight on fucking paper. They just lie. They lie about, history. We lie about history constantly. We demonize certain people, certain cultures, certain economic systems. Just lie. And further, there's lies about the poor. There's lies about statistics. There's twisted ways about which way they state statistics so that certain people look worse than other people. It's just a bizarre, some of the things that our government lies about, things that are just so beyond petty, so not necessary to lie about. It reminds me of that show Intervention and how you'll be confronting an addict over, $20, but they're gonna hold on to it. They're gonna hold on to it like, fuck it, I'm not ready to tell you the truth. I'm not ready to be confronted over this. And that's how I feel like the government is. But at the same time, I feel like even those addicts on that show who are just at that point of like so far gone that they can't even act rationally, our government's worse than that because their stakes are 1 billion times higher. And there's 1 billion times more people who are hurt by their actions. And yet, even the basics of being pointed at, like, our government's just terrible at admitting it was wrong. Even when it does do the lie, it's terrible at admitting it's wrong. So it's just like, at this point, people want to cry about like, oh, why doesn't anybody believe that the election wasn't stolen? Why won't people take the vaccine and trust the government? The government needs to try to be trustworthy. The government needs to stop lying. The government needs to step up and do its fucking job when times are good so that when times are bad, people know that they can rely on you. So you can't just keep chucking people into the dirt, lying on people, manipulating the DNC and RNC elections to get who you want and where you want, be coalescing behind the scenes to go against what the general public actually wants, and then be actually acting surprised, be going on CNN, MSNBC, and all these other networks, Fox even, about the vaccines, and like everybody will act brand fucking new, they'll act confused, they'll act like, oh, well, what's going on? Like, just do this, just do that. And I'm like, y'all, this isn't a mystery. It's like when I said that I didn't believe in the Hunter Biden, the laptop thing, until I saw it with my own eyes, not because of anything else except for the fact that it feels like they cry wolf around Hunter so much. It's gotten to the point where I just can't fucking believe it. And that's what it feels like I think the federal government has gotten to. Where it's like most people aren't even at this like crazy deep level echelon conspiracy, like trying to dig deep. Like, no, they're just like, you're fucking liars. Y'all lie about the most basic shit. You're like a little kid with a fucking candy bar. Not even worse than a candy bar. You're like a kid with one of those little things you get out of the pop machine. Those little homies, 50 cents a pop. I don't remember how much the homies were. But you're like a kid lying about that. Like, this doesn't even matter. Why are you lying about this? But you lie. And our government just has so many liars who lie about so many fucking things at so many fucking opportunities. Like, from the basics level to the upper federal level, our CIA is lying. Our government is always up in other countries. They'll find people from the United States with United States passports, with United States IDs, practically with the instructions written on their piece of paper. And our government will be like, who sent them? Who sent these mercenaries? And they think that's not ever going to affect it. They think it's never going to affect how people be looking. No, the fact remains is this is part of the crumbling empire. This is part of the crumbling infrastructure, is the fact that your basic American does not trust the United States government. Whether you on the far left, the far right, and a lot of the spots in between. Because I notice a lot of Republicans like to be like, half of us voted for it. No, honey. 75 million is not half of 330 million. Y'all ain't even a quarter. Republicans are not even a quarter of all the Americans that vote. Half of Americans don't vote. Half of Americans have a protest vote because they do not trust the government. They do not trust anything. I was one of them up until just a few years ago. So it just is what it is. Half of America does not trust the government. Why? Because our government is fucking liars. They lie. We learned about this when we were little kids. You fucking lie all the time. Guess what? Nobody gonna trust you. Yeah, sometimes you get away with it. The lies become too much. You can't juggle them all. And what our government likes to do is just when they get finally backed up so they can't do it anymore. Okay, and what? What are you going to do about it? This is what people are doing about it. Now they don't trust you for jack shit. Now they don't listen to you for jack shit. Now they don't think you have their wellness in mind, their well-being in mind. Now they're going to act accordingly in that way. Now we have even less of a community, even less of a society than we did before. Western culture, Eurocentric culture already really severely lacks neighborliness and society and community. It already did. That's what y'all civilized us with. But now it's getting to an even further point where you're seeing just people have zero attachment to each other. There's no attachment because we're not paying into anything that connects us. We all keep paying into this government, expecting for something to come out, and nothing's coming out of it except every man for yourself. Now it's up to you. The government's not going to help you with that. The government's not going to make sure there's affordable housing. It's up to the market. And up to the market means it's up to fucking you. Every man for himself. Cutthroat. So that's where we're at. We're at people don't trust the government. People aren't expecting the government to do stuff. And when the government says it's going to do stuff, people are giving the government that side eye. Like, are you wasting my time? Wasting my time with your lies. Wasting my time pretending you're going to be spending my money on something like this. Wasting my time talking about some other people. Getting me riled up, ready to fight some other random person. So we're all fighting sideways, punching sideways instead of punching up. That's really where we're at. I don't know, y'all. What do you think? Am I crazy? Am I crazy for thinking that's really where we're at? Is that it's just a bunch of lies, and that's really why nobody's fucking trusting anything that comes out of their mouths at this point. All right, may your ancestors and spirit guides be with you at every crossroads, and I'll see you next time.